Hey, good morning. I'm Tom Spellman, and I'm here at the Lyle Center for Regenerative Studies at Cal Poly Pomona with my good friend Nate Satrape. You might remember from our previous videos, we planted about 140 trees in this project back in March, and 139 of them are thriving. But like any kind of a project, we had a casualty. And Nate and I were wondering if we could pop this out of the ground and do a little pathological exam on it and maybe figure out what went wrong. And we also have a replacement tree that we're going to put. So don't get discouraged. If you lose a tree or two, that's just natural. You know, not everything is going to live and thrive and survive. But I think our odds were pretty darn good when we only lost one tree out of 140. So Nate, let's pop this thing out and see if we can figure out what went wrong.
Let's do it, Tom.
All right. So Nate, you know, I mean, the root system doesn't look all that bad. There's definitely some rot in here, and it looks like there's a couple little critters in there, but they definitely were chewing on some of the decayed wood there. But so it looks like it rotted out, you know, right about the level where it was planted, and there was a big scar on that trunk. So I'm just going to say that, you know, this thing just wasn't meant to do it.
Right.
So, but like I said, we got 139 out of 140 trees that survived.
Pretty low attrition rate for our plantings here.
And, you know, I don't really see any sign of a severe root rot here that would limit us from putting another tree back in the hole.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and just dig out this hole and we'll put another variety back in.
Sounds good, Tom.
This one was Pink Lady, and I didn't have another Pink Lady, but I did have a Sundowner. And Sundowner is a sister plant to Pink Lady. It was out of the same hybridization program. So we'll put that right back in the hole.
Great.
All right, let's dig it out.
Let's dig the hole.
So what I want to do with this one, Nate, since the other one could have been planted just a little bit too low, let's put this one just a little bit higher. So let's make sure that when we set it in, we can see the outline of the root ball right at the soil surface.
It's a good idea, Tom.
Nice, well-developed root system on it. Some nice white, fleshy roots. Let's see how we're doing with that. Yeah, I like that. So let's angle it about like that. Got a couple of apples on it, which normally I wouldn't leave on there, but you know, it's already almost August, so we're just going to leave those on there and have something to eat in a couple of months. All right, let's get it backfilled.
All right. Breaking up these chunks just so they fill in better. We don't want any air gaps, right, Tom?
Nope, we want to make sure that we pack this in good and get all those air gaps out of there. This is typical adobe type soil for this, you know, for this Walnut Pomona Valley. I grew up about 15 miles from here, and the soil that was in my parents' yard when I was a kid, you could literally make bricks and build a house out of it. But it's okay, as long as we're planting a little high, I think we're good. So we'll just make sure that we leave that root ball outline there, and we should be good to go.
The soil does hold water for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that maybe had something to do with the failure.
You know, it's hard to say, but we've got 139 other trees that speak against that. So
right.
It's just one of those things, you know. I mean, I've planted thousands of trees in my career, and you know, probably killed hundreds, and you just are never going to get 100%, and I don't want anybody to get discouraged by that. When you lose a tree, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do something different the next time around.
Right.
So,
and that's what we did here.
Absolutely. So here we go. Full row of apples in here now, and I think this one is no further behind anything else that's here, so it's going to catch right up and grow right out.
Should we soak this with the hose?
We want to soak this in really, really good with the hose, and then probably over the next couple weeks, over and above your normal irrigation pattern, you're going to do a couple more supplemental irrigations with the hose.
Okay.
Just to make sure that everything's good.
We can do that.
Yeah. Let's do one more thing. Let me see that shovel.
There you go.
Just want to make sure that we got all those air gaps out. So see, if we just do a little packing, we can create some areas where we had air gaps and just push those out. Not disturbing the original root ball, but going around the outline. So Nate, a lot of people would complain about this clay type soil, but I really have no problem with it. You know, I've been growing things successfully in clay type soils for years, but the key is planting high. You know, you don't want to plant anything too deep, because if you put it down in a bowl, you're going to create an anaerobic situation where that soil is going to get smelly and stinky and not be able to breathe. So by keeping that top root right at the surface or above the surface a little bit, this soil can breathe well. But clay soil will actually hold nutrients and hold irrigation much more successfully than a sandy or gravelly soil. So where I'm at now, right at the base of the mountains, my soil is sand and gravel, and I have to irrigate probably twice as frequently as what you would have to irrigate here in this type of clay soil. So, you know, don't get discouraged that you have this type of soil. Everything else looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Your vegetable crops, you know, your perennial landscape, your all of your trees, everything is thriving and doing really well. So this is not a bad situation. We just want to make sure that whenever you're planting a tree, you want to understand the soil situation that you're dealing with. You know, if it's clay, you're going to plant high. If it's sandy, you're going to plant right at grade. You know, and drainage is always important, and oxygenation of those top roots is always important as well. So I think this one's going to do just great. What we want to do now is get, in addition to a couple supplemental irrigations, we want to get an initial fertilizing on it, and we'll also want to get the trunk whitewashed right away.
All right. And we definitely did that with these other trees.
Yeah, everything else went in that same way. All the trunks were whitewashed, and
I'm sure it's the reason they did so well. So
yeah,
we're going to make sure that we take care of this.
No evidence of sunburn on anything in this project. The you know, physical stress issues have been minimal, so we're looking good.
We're lucky to have clay soil here.
Absolutely.
Hello again. It's Nate at the Lyle Center, where we planted a backyard orchard culture example demonstration for everyone who wants to come to the Lyle Center to see and observe and learn from our mistakes, our successes, our process. So I'm going to go ahead and whitewash this tree to protect from sunburn and keep some pests off of it. We're using IV Organics. It is the best whitewash that I have seen. That's why we're choosing to use it. And it's completely organic and natural, so there's no synthetic ingredients in here that you're putting onto your tree, putting in your local environment, in your soil. We've used it on these other trees that have thrived over the past 4 months, and I'm very excited to continue using it on this tree. We're going to protect it and help it survive its new planting. This stuff goes on really easy, not a big mess. I've got it on my clothes before, and it does not stain. So that's nice to know. You won't ruin your favorite clothes if you happen to be wearing them when you do this. And it dries pretty quickly too, especially a nice sunny day like today. I'm going to go as low as I can. I'm going to cover this graft wound. We really want to protect that. And every piece of bark and living material of the bark that I can get. And it's looking like I'm only going to need one coat with this.
So we're going to be doing a whole series of videos on this project, and I can't tell you how enthused I really am on this project. So you guys are going to get to see this evolve over the next couple of years. You're going to get to see the trees in bloom. You're going to get to see how we do summer pruning. You're going to get to see the first harvests of fruit that come off of this orchard. And it's just a really, really fun project, and I'm really enthused about it. I think we're good to go. Move on to the next project, Nate.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
Absolutely. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, tell all your friends about us, and let's keep growing some good quality fruit. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.